What's going on, guys? Everyday Gunpla here. So some of you may have saw the last video I posted with this, and it was kind of me crashing out. Um, but I wanted to just actually give this a real review. I unlisted the other video, just because I want you guys to understand my point of view and why I freaked out so bad on that last video and why it made me so angry. So this is the Black Trojan RXX 78-2 Dinosaur edition. It's kind of a Evangelion design. The guys who made this stole this from someone. It was fan art, first and foremost. It wasn't approved to be made, and a lot of people do that. And usually I don't say anything about that type of stuff, but in this instance, the fact that this kit was manufactured so poorly and the book was put together so badly, you have to give everything. You have to take into account everything that's wrong with this kit and why this was put into the world. First off, the 17 runners, whatever. Most of the stuff does connect, but you have to use pliers. You have to use glue for a lot of parts. You can't just put everything together by hand. This kit is not made for beginners. This kit is not made for intermediates. This kit is made for advanced people who are not afraid to apply pressure and bend and twist and cut parts. The book art looks amazing. I said that in the last video. I'll say it again. Book art looks amazing. The art inside the book looks good. The runners are out of place, though. A lot of parts don't fit. A lot of parts are too small. A lot of parts break. I broke maybe 20 pieces. Now, I glued them together, but the average person, they're going to have a hard time. Lo and behold, the hands. Let's start with the hands here that I'm building. First off, to put the joints together for the base for the palm, you have to either use pliers, you have to either stretch the plastic with something else hard, or you have to be incredibly strong. I happen to have all three of that and had to do all three of those. But that shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't. I hate putting hands together. I think if you have to put hands together in a kit, I feel like that's very disrespectful. Not in the sense of oh, well, you're lazy, but in the sense of if I have to assemble every single piece of the hands, that just takes away from the flow of the build for me. Because I don't want to have to focus on hands. I want to be able to just pose my weapons, pose my kits. I don't want to have to worry about hands. That's why I don't like articulated hands anymore. When I first started this hobby, I loved articulated hands. The idea of them looked awesome. The way people pose with their kits were awesome. But as I went down the rabbit hole, I found that most articulated hands fall apart. They're crappy. People get one good shot with them and then that's it. I like fixed hands. Fat Cat, I know I talk about them all the time. Fat Cat has the best hands in the industry right now. They send you at least 5 or 6 pairs of hands for every type of situation. Now, they didn't really do that with the God Gundam, but for the God Gundam, everything was for attacking. You know what I mean? That's just because that's that Street Fighter-esque atmosphere that G Gundam provided for viewers. So of course you're not going to get just some hands just chilling. Also, with these legs, why can't we bend these legs? These legs are not bendable. You barely get a 90-degree bend out of them. You got to use pliers on pretty much every single part of this. Some of them you don't. From the ankles down, you have to glue the armor piece to the ankles. You have to use pliers on the feet. You have to use pliers on the thighs. Also, they have them reversed in the book for the thighs. So how they say to put them on, that's not how you put them on. They also have the thigh joints that connect to the waist. They have them fixed to left and right instead of front to back or a 360 rotational. So you can only move these legs out. You can't move them straight like you're walking. You can't walk this Gunpla. As you can see here, I'm bending the knees. You can't even bend the knees. As I said, you barely get a 90-degree angle with this. Now this waist right here, the waist, in the book it says to put the tail, this tail peg inside of it, then build the tail around the peg, but it doesn't tell you that. How they have it structured in the book, you build the tail, and then it says build the waist, and then you put it into the waist. But if you do that, you can't put the tail. If you put the tail together all the way, if you put the entire tail together all the way, you will break the tail pieces that go into the waist because you have to put the peg into the waist first. You guys hear what I'm saying right now? Like, I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about right now because like this book is so confusing when it comes to like assembling pieces to other pieces. It's insanity. I broke about 9 pieces inside the legs, or inside the tail, because when you're putting the tails together, you have to snap together the other side of the tail onto it. But you have to use pliers for almost every single part, so I broke off so many different parts. And that's wild to me. I shouldn't have, like, that shouldn't be a thing. I ended up breaking my steady plier, or my pliers, my steady file right here in half because I was filing all this stuff so much trying to get these pieces into place, and it just wasn't working. Another fact, though, is with the waist here, you see these pink pieces right here? In the book, how I have them is how they are in the book. You have to reverse those, and then the armor pieces don't even fit on them. They were too small. Then also this part right here with the 2 T's, I'm going to show you from the book. You have to put the T's together, you have to put the armor piece onto the T's, and half of the T wasn't printed onto the kit from the mold. That's unacceptable. This is almost a $50 kit. Why are we wasting time like this? Why are we wasting our money? This is insanity. I'm sorry, you can't have people spend almost $50 on something like this and it doesn't work. Like that, I didn't enjoy this kit at all. You know what I mean? And I know I freaked out in the last video, but I'm calmly telling you people, do not buy this kit. Again, it is a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. You can get injured building this thing. Like, look at this. $46.91. That's $47. Whatever state you're in, your taxes, it's going to go up to $50 to get this kit to you. I don't care if there's free shipping. This kit should never have been made. Black Trojan, if you ever see this video at some point, I hope you guys know this is so disrespectful to consumers. What you guys have done and put out is complete and utter garbage. Complete and utter garbage. Your head piece here. Why do I need to glue the jaw? Why do I need to glue anything? I shouldn't have to glue a single thing on this kit. This kit should just work. How do you expect people to like support your company and support you as a small business when you put out something that's junk? This is pure junk. And I can't stress enough how I'm going to do everything I can to make sure at least one person does not buy this kit. That's why I redid this video, because my last one was me being incoherent. Your weapons look great. The animations on the weapons look great. But why can't I put these weapons into the hands? Putting these weapons together was annoying as well. They barely fit. I had to use pliers to attach the pieces, file down. And then I got injured. I got cut on your kit. I've built massive kits already. I've never been cut. This is insanity. The only takeaway from this kit is how it looks. I finished this kit because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do this. No matter how bad it is, I want to prove to myself that I could build this kit. But at the end of the day, this is a travesty. This is annoying. And you guys need to do better. The fact that I couldn't put these weapons onto these hands and I lost finger pieces here, that should tell you guys that this is a problem. And that you need to go back to the drawing board and correct these mistakes. And then I can't even pose this thing hardly. I have to put pressure. I have to use force to even bend the arms and legs. You can't even bend the legs out here. This kit is not fun. It's not fun. It's not a good buy. It's not a good investment. I wasted money. I wish I could get my time back for this. You know, like it looks cool, but looking cool does not outweigh the bad of this kit. This kit gets a 2 out of 10. Do not ever buy this kit. This kit is garbage. This is Everyday Gunpla, guys. I appreciate you. If you like the content, subscribe. Give me your thoughts.